Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to do a project that I think you'll like. We're going to make paper roller coasters for rolling marbles down. This is a great demonstration of laws of motion. I think you'll learn a lot from it and have a great time doing it. First thing you need to do is gather together your materials. You're going to want some paper, some scissors, some tape, and a ruler, a pencil, and a piece of cardboard. Let's take our paper and draw some lines on it. This works better if you have heavier paper, but even just regular notebook paper works fine too. So let's draw some lines on this. Just the width of our ruler here is fine. We're going to use these lines as guidelines to fold later on. Okay, so we've got some lines here. So now let's cut out some strips. So there are only two types of strips that you really need to think about here. So we need to cut out pieces to make vertical supports, and we need to cut out pieces to make the horizontal tracks. To make a track piece, you cut out one that is 3 lines wide. Then we're just going to fold on the lines. Now it's important when we fold this that we get a nice straight fold. A nice crisp fold like this. So we have sort of a U-shaped bottom on it here. Now, the next thing we need is a 4-sided one like this. I'm going to fold it. So 4 folds. Now we're going to tape it up to make a support tower to support our track. So the easiest way to do this is to tape it while it's flat like this. Flip it over. Now we have a square support tower we can use. Before we build anything, we really should work out a rough plan on what we're going to do. I found the easiest way to do that is to just draw it here on our base. So here's our base, and let's say we're going to put a support tower here. We're going to put a support tower here. And a tower over here. And then our track will run, let's see, probably like this. Put a loop in it. And then back over this way. Go around this one. And then down. So this is just sort of a rough idea here. It's certainly no problem in changing your plans after you've gotten started, but it's good to have a plan before you do start. All right, so let's go ahead and cut out several pieces here of material. We'll go ahead and cut our strips of paper and start folding them up. Alright, remember, fold these up, get a nice crisp fold here. Alright, so now that we've cut out a bunch of pieces of paper, we can start to build our roller coaster. So we'll start with our base here and our support towers. So if we take our support tower and we cut up about an inch on each corner at the base here, then we can fold them up and make a tab. Then place your tower where you want it and tape it in place. Put some nice long pieces of tape. To hold it in place. There you can see, it's nice and stable now. You'll need a stable base. So cut the corners like this, fold them up to make tabs, like so. Now, we'll place them and tape them down to hold them. So, you may want to make some of your towers taller than one piece of paper. That's easy to do. Just take one tower and slip it over the top of the other one. Then we can tape it in place to secure it. There we go. So that's nice and strong now. So, we've got a few towers made now. So we're going to want to start putting track in. So we showed you how to make a straight piece of track. It's real simple, just a U-shaped folded piece of paper. Now, what do we want to do if we want to curve the piece of paper? It doesn't just bend very well or it'll crumple. So what we need to do is cut some little slots in the side here. So if we cut a slot across one side and the bottom, like this, it'll allow us to bend it. So let's cut several of these. Now we don't want to put them too close together. Let's cut them about a finger's width apart. Alright, here. So now it's nice and flexible. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this and then we'll put a little piece of tape on it to hold it in place. So we'll take a piece of tape here, put a piece of tape along the bottom like this. And like this. That'll hold it in place. Now we need to flip up our side here and then tape that in place also. So there's a nice secure curved piece of roller coaster track. Let's look at that again here in close-up. Cut the tabs, flip it over, tape securely, and you've got it. Now we can make a vertical curve to make a hill in our track if we want. So for this, we'll cut slits on both sides, but not the bottom. So I've cut several here, fingers width apart again, and that'll allow us to bend it like this to make a vertical curve. Then, same thing. Bend it. Put a piece of tape on it to hold it. And then the other side. And there, that's nice and secure. So we can combine straight pieces, vertical curves, and horizontal curves to make our track now. Start up here with a straight piece of track. You can tape it on. Let's put on a straight piece instead. Now this is a good trick to think about. When you're overlapping your paper, put the upper piece on top of the lower piece. That way it doesn't make a little ledge that will catch your marble when you roll it. So there we go. Something I'm noticing here. This is a really steep piece of track. This is probably actually steeper than we want it to be. So let's adjust it and make it a little flatter. When you're making a track for the marble, it can't be perfectly flat or the marble won't roll. But if it's too steep, it'll sometimes try to jump off the track. So something like this is a nice level to go. So let's take this, put it in there, same as we did with the first one, and then tape it in place to hold it. Now, our straight piece of track, where are we going to put it? Is it going to be like this? Maybe like this? That looks pretty good to me. Let's put some tape on it to hold it. There we go. Okay. Now we want to put our curve down here on this end so we can get it going back again. So this is a little longer than we want it, and we'll cut that part off. Save this for later, we can reuse it. Let's get our curve here. Now this is only a 90-degree curve, but we want a U-turn. So I'm going to just extend this. Add more curve to it. There we go, that's a nice U-turn now. Put some tape on the bottom to hold it. And fold these side pieces up, put a little tape on them to hold them in place also. And there we go. Now, put this here, and we'll tape it in place. There we go. Now we can put another straight piece here and go back this way again. We'll need to tape this to the tower to hold it in place. So there we go. See what I did there? Cuts in here to make a vertical bend. This, or like this. So, I don't think we can go up, or the marble's going to stop rolling. So let's go down a little bit, and then we can go up again after that. So curve it down a little bit, and we'll put some tape here to hold it in place. Go down, and now we can go back up again a little bit. Just make a little bump there. A little tape on the side here to hold it. And let's keep going here. Go back around. Now we're going to need to curve it again. Or we can do something different here. Alright, so I'm going to cut some here to make it curve. And now we're going to go ahead and speed up and get to the end of the process. So we're going to skip some of the other steps here. We're basically just doing what we've already done again and repeating again until we get a complete roller coaster made. When we build our roller coaster, one thing that's important is you want to make sure you put a stop at the bottom of the track so your marble doesn't go flying. Now let's test mine and see how it goes. This is the fun part. Here we go. So it looks like our marbles are rolling great here. Hopefully yours will work just as well. If you do have some problems with your track, it's easy to adjust it. Couple things to watch out for. Look for rough patches in the track where your tracks join together and at corners. That's places where the marbles tend to catch. But you can smooth out over it with a little piece of tape, and that usually fixes your problems. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed building this paper roller coaster project. We're going to be bringing you a whole bunch more projects throughout the summer here. So keep following our Facebook page, and we'll be bringing you lots more projects throughout the rest of the summer. Thanks again. Have a good one.